everybody and welcome to the bullshit party. And with this explosive intro out of the way, it's time to review the first Podium vehicle from the new year. And as always, we're gonna be looking at its interior, its exterior, and the way it performs and customizes in Los Santos Customs. And this week's Podium vehicle is the Paragon R, and it looks somewhat familiar. Oh yeah, I have the armored version of the car. And for the record, I know I say this a lot, but it's one of my favorite vehicles in the game. So much so that it was my daily driver for a couple of months when it first came out. And for the record, I've never owned the original one, just the armored version because it's a reward for completing the Diamond and Casino DLC, I believe. And in my eyes, what makes this car very special isn't the fact that it's bulletproof, it isn't the fact that it has secret turrets in the headlights, but it's in the way it drives and behaves on the road. It just feels right, and the fact that it looks very inconspicuous definitely helps it. If you didn't really look at the car, you wouldn't think it's bulletproof. And all those things are true for the Paragon R Armored. Now, how is the regular Paragon gonna stack up against that? Well, let's find out. The first thing I'm gonna say is, yes, it's raining, and I'm not being sarcastic this time. This is actually good, and I'll tell you why in a bit. But first, let's do a 360 around the car, and oh, it's so magnificent. Even if you're not able to overlook the horrible livery, which we're gonna get rid of as soon as we get to Los Santos Customs. And in case this car looks familiar to you, first of all, good for you. And second of all, it's based on the 2018 Bentley Continental GT. And as I said a little bit ago, the car was released with the Casino DLC heist, so 2019, about a year and a half ago. Okay, checks out underneath the hood, definitely looks like a Bentley. And if we take another 360 around the car, it definitely looks magnificent. And it also helps that it's very interactive. You can open both doors, the hood and the trunk, which are all located in their appropriate places. The interior, although not bad, is the same as with the Paragon R Armored. And the sound? Not bad at all, and it definitely sounds like a W12. The engine the Bentley that this car is based on is famous for. And the last thing we need to check before heading to Los Santos Customs is to see what type of drivetrain the car has. And I'm very happy to say that it has an all-wheel drive drivetrain. Wow, that was a mouthful, but just like its armored version, this one is all-wheel drive as well, and that's what's important, and I'm very happy about that. Honestly, I'm not expecting to see a lot of differences between this and the armored version of the car, but since it's been a while since I've driven the stock version of the armored edition, it's interesting to see how this one's gonna handle. And one thing that I didn't mention at the beginning, that unlike the armored version of the car, which you can't buy from the store, you need to win it by completing the heist, this one's gonna set you back $905,000 from the Legendary Motorsports website, which is a steal. If it's as good as the armored version, that is. Of course, aside from the armored things. And one other thing that I did sort of forget to mention is that the car is a part of the sports category in GTA Online. And as far as base performance is concerned, I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing here. And of course you need to take that statement with a pinch of salt, keep in mind that this is a very heavy vehicle. And you're watching a person that can barely drive review it. And I'm not talking about in-game. So if you really think about it, you really shouldn't be watching this video, and you really shouldn't be mad at me. You should be mad at yourself, or even better, be mad at your dad. And to explain my excitement and enthusiasm that it's raining, well, it's an all-wheel drive vehicle, and I was really curious to see how it's gonna handle in the rain. And I gotta say, I was not disappointed. But I'm really curious to see how the customized and fully upgraded version of this car is gonna stack up against the armored version that I drove literally 5 minutes ago, just so I'll be able to better compare the two of them. And if you're wondering why am I cherry picking and skipping over options, it's because I like to do all the performance options first in case I forget them at the end. And once those are done, we can start customizing. And as you can see, even though this vehicle came out in 2019, there are not a lot of bumper options. So we're gonna keep the bumper stock. As for the rear bumper, the customization situation is pretty much the same. Not a lot of options. Surprising. Just one second, I'm getting a phone call from my manager. What's that? I need to be like other YouTubers, and my videos are finally gonna be able to reach people, and I'm gonna get subscribers? Okay then. Hey everybody, how's it going? I want you to subscribe to my channel, smash the like button, and let's get started. Yeah, somehow it doesn't sound like me. Or is this something new that I'm revealing? That almost every single person, at least in this toxic community, talks with an over-modulated microphone. And asks you to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel at least 5 times in a video. Oh, which reminds me, smash the subscribe button and like the video. Or the other way around. What was I doing before this? Yeah, I was making a video about the car. That's right. And speaking of the video, you guys know that I really don't like liveries. But I gotta say, the liveries for this one are kinda cool. And in case you're wondering, the armored version had this livery. But for this vehicle, I don't think this one's gonna be appropriate. But to be honest, the clean green caught my eye. And since I knew what color the car was gonna be cause I already saw the poll results, I decided to go with it. So far I can say that the customization is pretty much, if not exactly the same as with the armored car. Next up we have the roll cage, and I really don't think a roll cage belongs in a Bentley, so I'm gonna abstain from putting it in. My car. You guys are jerks. As for the roof situation, I really like how this roof just flows with the hood we chose. So we're gonna be going with the carbon roof, and next up we have the skirt option. And I gotta say, so far the customization has been a mixed bag. There are a lot of customization options, but there are not a lot of individual customization pieces in each of them. And this, by the way, feels like such a missed opportunity to put a hydraulic spoiler on this vehicle. Because the original Bentley GT, the car this one's based on, has a hydraulic spoiler. And I think it would have looked so cool if this one had as well, but I guess Rockstar didn't think so. Or it would have cost them too much money to manufacture. I don't know. In any case, we don't have a hydraulic spoiler. What we do have, however, is an adjustable height right for this one. And you might be surprised, but some vehicles released in last week's DLC, 2020, didn't have this option. And if you want to see which vehicle I'm talking about, I'm gonna put a link with it right here. As for the rims, I really like the stock wheels. Sadly, I'm not able to respray them, so we're gonna have to go with another option. And I gotta say, those that I have on right now look pretty similar to the original ones, and the best part is, I'm gonna be able to respray them if I want to. Which might have been a mistake, but you know what? Watch the video. What I can say right now is that I'm very excited to see what the window tint options are gonna look on this one. Why, I hear you asking confused? I like Windows. And I'm not talking about the broken Microsoft-made operating system. And it's finally the time you've all been waiting for. Time to respray the vehicle. And just like I do every week, this week we did a poll to determine what color do you guys want to see in this week's video. And I gotta say, I was feeling pretty lazy when writing the poll, so I decided to make it simple. Give you guys an option of 2 colors to choose between. And after reading the comments, I'm not even gonna approach this one with a 20-foot poll. What I am gonna do, however, is choose black for the primary color of this vehicle. And since I didn't specify what type of black I was gonna choose, I decided to go with the classic black color. And this is my personal opinion, but I think it looks great with the green highlights. And keeping up with the green theme, I decided to go with green for the secondary color as well. And of course it took me a while to find the right color, but that's the composition of my videos. 10% power, 5% skill, and 95% fails. Wait, that doesn't add up to 100, does it? And even though I found the green color, I decided this wasn't green enough and I continued searching. And since I don't want this video to be 55 minutes long, let's just skip to where I exit Los Santos Customs. And here we are, exiting Los Santos Customs with the primary and secondary color selected, and nothing else changed.
What about the ugly purple rims?
Okay, you're getting blocked. But in all seriousness, I decided to go with the purple rims because I didn't have the color unlocked. For some reason. And even though it's time to talk about how the car performs after being customized and fully upgraded in Los Santos Customs, I'm really annoyed that Rockstar decided to lock colors behind something that's not even a paywall. And as you can hear, the car the sound makes is significantly better than before. Not to say it sounded bad before, but it just sounds even better now. And oh yes, you're watching a bullshit video. These things just seem to happen to me. But going back to the performance of the vehicle after we upgraded it, I gotta say it feels very similar to the armored version. I even dare to say they feel almost identical. This one probably feels just a little bit more grippier and a little bit faster in accelerating. And to answer the age-old question, is this vehicle worth it, I think can be condensed in one answer. Regardless if you're getting it for free from the Lucky Wheel or you're paying $900,000 for it, this vehicle is a steal. If you're looking for something to free roam in that's fun, exciting, and reliable. However, if you're looking for a vehicle in the supercar class category to race with, this is probably not gonna be a good fit for you. Even though I haven't seen the statistics, cause as I've said before I'm not a spreadsheet, I can't imagine this vehicle being in the top 15 of its class. But that's fine, cause that's not what the vehicle's made for. It's made for grand touring, it's a GT car. And I think Rockstar did an excellent job delivering on the value that the Bentley GT provides for its customers to the GT Online community, with both this vehicle and the armored one. So if you're watching the video in the week it was released, go get it from the Lucky Wheel, get it for free, it's not gonna be there forever. And if you're watching this video in 2022, let me know in the comment section how many views it has. I'm betting on 15,000. And I'm afraid that brings an end to this video. Thank you so much to everybody who watched. Hopefully you at least a little bit enjoyed the content, and if that's the case, please don't forget to like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Now it's time to go back to work at the Papelin Inn. I'm not home.